once again to the Shlicketty Viewcast, and I think I'm here. I think I'm leaving. I'm out of here. No, we can't do it. We're on union time. Oh my gosh, I'm Aaron Forsyth. I'm your host. It's the Shlicketty Viewcast. Somebody's knocking. I don't know how he's coming in today. Is it the garage door? Is it going to be teleportation? Star wipe? First, let's get this out of the way. Here he is, my buddy, Mike Anderson. Here we go.
I saw that. That flew right by my face. That almost killed me. There could be a pending lawsuit. It's violating OSHA standards.
It is.
And therefore,
We don't have insurance either.
yeah, I'll figure out the intro guide later.
You got insurance? You an insurance guy?
For what?
For your life.
I think there's some kicking around.
Yeah. So if we had to bury you tomorrow, you have some policy will arrive in the mail.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I got a bare minimum. I think I got a 20 grand or somewhere.
I think I just have 10.
Yeah. Why is it so expensive to bury somebody? You ever wonder that?
Because it's a racket.
It is. Like my grandfather used to say, "Oh, they'll get you when you're leaving, and they'll get you when you're coming and going." And yeah, it's a racket. And they prey upon you too. This was one too. I remember like picking out a casket. They go, "Ooh, this one's airtight. No water can get into this one." And I'm thinking,
Yeah, no water can get into the body either. It's been dipped in formaldehyde.
right. But you go, "Well, we don't want Grandpa getting all wet here. We got to get the waterproof one." You know, they upsell you on the waterproof one with the king seal.
I feel like a lot of it like lives in this sort of like Edgar Allan Poe realm of the 1820s in America, where people's idea of death was that death was the Grim Reaper. Death incarnate was a character who came for you and took you away or whatever. And then you lived in Death World.
Oh,
You know?
yeah.
It's almost like this idea of where it's like, yeah, you want the coffin to be watertight because you don't want to have wet socks through eternity. That would be annoying.
Eternity's a long time for wet socks.
For wet socks, you know.
Right.
No one can stand that.
Yeah.
You know. But it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
First off, no one's alive in there.
Right.
No one's going anywhere in their socks.
Yeah, that's why. And another ritual is burying somebody with something. Like it's like, oh, we're gonna put in his old banjo from he had when he was a kid. We're gonna bury it with him. It's like, I don't know, kind of why are we putting the banjo in a casket?
Well, Eddie Van Halen put the old
the Kiss coffin. Didn't he? Was it a Kiss coffin? No, Dimebag Darrell had the Kiss coffin.
He had the Kiss coffin, but Eddie Van Halen put the black and yellow fucking strap from Van Halen 2 in the fucking coffin.
No, see, that's kind of like it would have been better in a museum than there. Which I get it. That's flattering and all, but you're burying it. And what? Some grave robber someday will do it, or if somebody's gonna pull an old poltergeist Questa Verda and they remove the headstones and not the bodies.
I don't think so. I think it's an undisclosed location somewhere in Texas.
Good.
It could be on a big piece of property that they own.
Yeah.
Where no one can really get to it without trespassing.
Yeah, I could see that.
At that point, you're trespassing in Texas, which is not smart.
No. Yeah, I know. So, yeah, well, you gotta get one day older.
Anyway, we'll have to back up, starting
from death. Let's start from death.
Let's talk murdered rock stars.
Yeah. Well, that's all actually not a bad transition.
I can segue from that to. I've been watching. So I sometimes get interested in the Beatles.
The what?
The Beatles.
Oh, okay. Musically or just the journalistic aspect of their history?
Sort of more the history of it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a big Beatles fan. I'm not a big fan of their music. Like,
I like 50s Beatles more.
Like, when we were kids at elementary school, the fucking music teacher loved fucking the Beatles. She played Beatles shit all the time. So I grew up thinking Beatles was dumb shit for kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the psychedelic stuff sounds like children's music. Sounds like weird 70s children's music.
Exactly. To me, it's like... Pfft.
But I like the hokey 50s stuff because I find it a little bit more structurally intact and a hooky chorus.
I do too. I always like the older stuff. I Want to Hold Your Hand. I call it the black and white Beatles.
Yeah, same here.
I always liked I thought those songs were tight, well-crafted little fucking pop nuggets that stick in your head.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. That's kind of where I was going. Yeah, the weird psychedelic one, like Yellow Submarine. I don't have time for that. That's just it's kind of stupid. It's kind of corny. Sorry.
And then on Disney, that Peter Jackson put out that documentary, that Let It Be documentary.
Yeah,
which I got so bogged down into. I can't even get past the first episode yet.
Really?
Because it's so familiar growing up in band realm. Like I see them as just a band.
Yeah.
And as just a band, I'm fascinated with them.
True.
As the guys who used to play every night for 8 hours down at fucking Hamburg at the fucking Reepenbahn or whatever the fuck it is. You know what I mean?
And then later, Peter Jackson films them in this state of success.
He went through like hundreds of hours of footage and cobbled together like, I don't know, 6 good hours or 12 good hours or something like that.
I know.
Yeah, I find it fascinating.
Yeah, but the old them walking into their practice room and going, "Hey, how you doing, mate?" Hey, it does bring you back to when we were in bands.
I get so hung up I can't get past I think like the first half or just of the first episode or just the first episode. Like I get so anyway, so then on YouTube, that's sort of how I kind of get into the Beatles. So then on YouTube I come across this channel called Beatles Bible or something like that.
There's a channel?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a YouTube channel. Okay.
Yeah, YouTube channel. And so they have these like multi-hour documentaries about the making of each of the albums. And so they go through and they pull out all the photos that they can find, good quality stuff, and any bits of video footage or film footage, or any shit like that. And then they take excerpts from everybody's books. George Martin book, the other guy, Jeff, what's his name, Emmerich or whatever. The other guy, fucking all the Beatles books, Mal Evans' book, George Martin's book.
All right.
Neil Aspinall's book, like everybody's fucking books. And so then they, kind of cobble all the facts together about everything. So it's like minute detail, but so I just went through like a 5.5 hour one on the making of Sgt. Pepper's.
That's a deep dive.
I do it over multiple days. You know what I mean? Like I'm doing it, I pause it, I come back to it. You know what I mean? It tries to start over from the beginning and fuck me over, but I was like, no, I remember where I was.
Yeah.
And dragging it. So apparently it was like November to May, or November 67 or 60, I don't know, whatever the fuck it was. But anyway, it's sort of interesting, band stuff, you know what I mean? Sort of feels familiar. Like I get the, but once again, a lot of the music, a lot of the songs they were doing, they can't play the actual songs in the fucking YouTube documentary thing, right?
Oh.
So they sort of allude to it a little bit.
Yeah.
And I don't know the songs.
Yeah.
So they're talking about
you knew the major ones, but those B-siders.
Yeah, I mean, I know the refrain of the Sgt. Pepper, but then they introduced some Billy Strings character, and I've never heard that.
Oh, you didn't? You
No.
know Billy Strings?
Not that I'm aware of.
He's a big deal, yeah.
Maybe. No. There's a song on Sgt. Pepper called Billy Strings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never heard it. I don't know. Maybe if I heard it, I'd be like, that thing.
That's one thing I've never done. Just like we used to do it back in our stoner days. I'm going to put on my Walkman and I'm going to listen to Dark Side of the Moon and close my eyes and get hot. Like, have you ever done that with the Beatles? No. I know. I feel like I owe the Beatles, since they're part of the ecosphere, I feel like I should do that. But I'd never get around to it. I just hear like...
Jack Black was talking about that.
Yeah, Jack Black was talking about chronologically rediscovering a band.
Yeah.
Start from their very first song and move your way up chronologically.
Yeah.
Which I like that idea. I definitely like that idea.
Because he said he did that on Pink Floyd, which means he went through all the Syd Barrett stuff.
Yeah.
In the early mid-'60s. Yeah. That's not the Pink Floyd people know.
No, that was a whole different animal.
It's a whole different animal. It's like you go, oh, Phil Collins and Peter Gabriel. And it's like, no, Genesis is like prog rock.
Yeah. They had some weird offshoots.
Especially with Peter Gabriel in them.
Yeah. I hate Fleetwood Mac, but old Fleetwood Mac before what's her name?
Oh, the Stevie Nicks?
Yeah, is a whole different Fleetwood Mac than, that's a whole different world.
I don't know anything about that stuff.
Right.
I mean, it's around and people go gaga for it or whatever, but I mean, it's all
like
right.
A whole different band. You go, that really? That's what that is? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was I was just imagining it's the same. Like, I know the band from the videos and shit with Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham. So without those two in it, I just figure, well, there's only 3 people. All right, whatever.
No, there's more to it.
I don't know who they are.
But the original lineups, you go, oh, original lineup. Oh, wow. Whole different animal a lot of times. Whole different bands.
True. And you know which one also sort of fascinates me in a way? Like, I watched that documentary like a few months ago on Brian Jones from the Rolling Stones.
Oh, you're talking about that.
Yeah, I feel like the further the Stones get from Brian Jones, the further they get from being interesting.
I find them interesting people. I just don't. The music I don't find super interesting. I don't think they're super great songwriters.
I don't think so either.
I don't either. They have moments, but I mean,
Yeah.
the clock's going to always strike 12 eventually. I think it's just a numbers game where they have a few that work.
Well,
I don't
definitely
think
working.
they're that prolific a songwriter.
No. I don't think they're that great with the.
They have riffs and they have a couple things that are like, oh, that's interesting.
Because I think they have 2 things that if anybody with pretty good talent should be able to get over pretty good with is if you got access to the top producers and the fucking huge marketing machine push.
Yeah. And a great studio and enough. I say mental independence. Like especially in those days, those guys weren't like, oh, they weren't digging ditches in the morning.
Yeah.
Like all of us. Every time we've gone to the studio, it's like, oh, I have to work till 5. I'll meet you at the studio at 6.
Yeah.
Those guys just lived it. And when you live it, it's a whole different.
That's what was interesting on that Sgt. Pepper's thing, because they were saying at the time, everybody was living out in the country except Paul. Paul had a bachelor flat in the middle of London in 66.
Yeah.
So at the end of 66, so he was hanging out in fucking London, going to see concerts. And
Wouldn't you love a time machine? Wouldn't you like to just like 1 week in 1967, you could just go back and...
It'd be fascinating.
I know. I'm kind of... I want to see scale. I want to smells and sounds and things and foods and wonder what things are like.
Well, the thing is, you got to figure the stuff that you're looking for, that's only half of it. There's still another half that you don't even want.
Yeah. The other side, when you look around the corner, it's like, oh. Moldy walls and the smell of cigarettes, and no one had good deodorant.
Yeah, everything smells like
everything's
stale.
wool, and your
Everything
wool
smells
is
like
wet.
stale piss, and you've pocketed 3 times.
Yeah, my pants don't fit, and everything smells weird. And
your shoes are wet now.
Yeah, it might be horrific. Toilet paper isn't happening.
Yeah, they'll be
Yeah, what if you had to drop a deuce in 1968? Might be a whole different animal than dropping a deuce in 2025.
Oh, God.
Whole different world.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
There's no sense continuing with the thoughts because no one wants to hear.
Yeah. So, speaking old, you guys just missed my birthday. It was my birthday.
Aaron's birthday.
Yeah, we're not gonna say how old I am. Who gives
It's
a shit?
actually a whole birthday festivity.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because our friend Jones and Joe. Yeah, a lot of my musician friends that I was in bands with, we all had the same birthday, which is weird.
Yeah, my dad's birthday is like a couple days after yours. Jones's. And...
Yeah, Ralph and Teal's were the same day as Jones's.
Were they?
Yeah.
Wow, nuts. And my girlfriend just said her brother, who died a number of years ago from a heart attack, his birthday was it today?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, both of my big major bands, 3 of us all had the same birthday, which is like, how do 3 people in the same band have a birthday? And then later years go on and you start a new band and 3 of you all have the same birthday. Like I tried to do the 9-month math in my head, like maybe it was
That's
just
what I was
like
gonna say.
spring fever or something. Our parents all had spring fever at the same time maybe, or...
August.
Yeah, so, okay, so that would have been a hot summertime. Yeah, summertime, yeah.
Probably evening.
Yeah,
Summertime
mating, mating in the heat. Yeah, laying on the hammock.
Yeah, probably one of those nights you get a nice cool breeze.
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
chick,
Yeah, the creatives. We all got the May 20th, the May 20th and May 21st. So that would push 9 months before that would be August, right?
I think so because
August 20th, August 21st. That'd be the
May
dead.
is 5, so that's 5 of 9, and so you got 4 left. So December, November, October.
Yeah.
September would be 4 months from it, I guess.
Yeah.
So it could be August, could be September. All right.
So I had to go.
So that's end of summer / beginning of school, back to school.
Yeah. So it would have been the dog days of summer. It would have been hot, you know.
Could be your older brother gets sent off to kindergarten.
Right. Get out of here. We're going to go upstairs. Me and your mom are going to go wrestle.
You have to have a teacher in service upstairs in the bedroom.
Yeah. It's weird, yeah. So a lot of creatives have the same birthday, which is kind of strange, you know. Like we're all, and astrological signs, we're all Taurus and Geminis too, which is kind of weird. But yeah. So here's another part of the reason I brought up the birthday was, get this. So when you and I lived together, okay, you know, in my room, I used to have this little end table. And it had like a little drawer, and I used to keep my pot utensils in there, and my old licenses and cool little skull button gets thrown in there, you know. 50-cent piece will go in that little drawer.
Little junk drawer.
Yeah, it was like my little bauble drawer, you know.
Right.
So I was like, so come to find out, Side Avenue, for your real ID, you have to have your Social Security card.
Yeah.
I was like, you mean that card they gave us when we were 18 in school and said, don't laminate this? Oh, okay. I'm like old as fuck now. That was like 900 years ago, and I gotta produce this piece of paper, or this little square that you gave me when I graduated high school.
I got mine.
Yeah. Well, I laminated mine, thank God.
You're not supposed to laminate it.
Well, it's so old, it doesn't even appear laminated. It's old, and the edges are curled in, and it's yellowed, but it was in that drawer. I found the old end table in my basement now.
Really?
And I was like, holy shit. And then I found like do you ever save your old driver's licenses?
Yeah.
Yeah, I found like all my old driver's licenses, and I was doing them in succession, like how my face is like grown, hair's got long, got short. You know, it's like, wow, this is kind of interesting. I had like 7 licenses there. I'm like, oh, look at that.
If you want, we should get together. We'll set them up in a little jig to hold it and focus in with the camera and just snap photos of each. And then we'll have photos of them, and then, you know, you can run them in a series.
Yeah, I was noticing like how my skull grew, like, you know.
Yeah, that's the weird thing is the sort of, I noticed that looking at, you know, people like on TV and stuff like that, you know, like some people you've been watching for like 30, 40 years. You know? It's like you look at them now, or you see, or even like Sopranos. When you go back to first season of Sopranos, after like last season of Sopranos, you go back to first season, you're like, oh God, he looks so young, he looks so thin, you know.
Yeah. There's a weird, you could see the transitions. And then not forget hairstyles and different goatees and beards. That's a good.
Well, like you said, the way the skull goes.
Your skull, yes.
Yeah.
I could just see my head getting larger and yeah, like I'm maturing.
Yeah, and it is. It does. It kind of goes that way in a weird way.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. So I found this Social Security card. Then I'm like, all right, I got to go get my real ID. So because, okay, my license expires on my birthday. So I'm like, I got to get a new birth. Yeah, which because back when I was first turned 21 years and years ago, I was like, I need ID. I'm going to get my driver's license, you know. So it all times out to be my birthday. So here I go. I go in there. I'm like, I got to get the real ID, which is now you need a real ID to get on a plane. Now people in America here, you got the deadline. You got to have either a passport or the real ID. Your driver's license ain't going to get you on that plane, and it ain't going to get you into a courthouse or like a government building. Did you know that? Yeah. Which I asked you, I text you, I'm like, do you got your real ID? And you're all passported up. You're all good to go, right?
Yeah, I renewed my passport last year. My original passport had expired, and I don't know, there was some need for it or something. Because like I said, I want to go to England. Mm-hmm. I want to go back to England for fun. And, you know, you need a passport to do that. So.
Yeah. Well, now you need the passport or the real ID to get anywhere.
Or to go down to Brazil, go down to Itaquera.
Yeah.
I would like to go down to Itaquera. Now that I kind of know how to play guitar and shit, I kind of want to go down to Itaquera and hang out.
I'll go busk.
No, you don't need to busk in the street. Fucking, dude, Laurel Ann's well known down there. Like, places line up for her to play at.
Yeah.
You just rotate through all the places.
Yeah.
That have live music, because they all want her. So.
Yeah. And you're an import. When you're an import too, the world moves for imports. Yeah. So yeah, so I didn't do that. And then I go to Vital Records.
Wait. Oh.
So
My ear heard vinyl records.
no, Vital.
The one right over by my house.
Right by your house, you're right. I went over to Vital Records. I had to get the old birth certificate, you know. But you got to prove who you are. So here's my... They almost weren't going to take it because my license expired. And I'm like, my license is expired because I need to get a license. But we can't give you your birth certificate without an active license. I go, well, I can't get an active license. You know, it was a whole catch-22. I was starting to get snippy. You know, she's like, all right, fine. You know, so she let me go, blah, blah, blah. You know, $20 they want for a birth certificate. You know that?
Yeah.
$20.
Well, the first one's free. No, I'm just kidding. No, you know what? It's like that. Honestly, I think I remember when my dad died, copies of the death certificate were like $9 each.
Yeah.
And bad advice from fucking idiots. Everybody's like, oh, you're going to want to get like 30, 40 copies. Everybody wants an original. Nope. Nobody wanted an original. Copy was fine with everybody.
Right. And you don't need 30 or 40. You just need about 12. You know? I remember saying, 10 or 12 will do it. But yeah.
Once again, the racket. Were we just talking about the racket of...
The racket.
The funeral rackets?
The funeral racket, they get you. I know. They play upon your... Wah.
Yeah. Were we recording when we were talking about that?
Yeah.
I forget.
Yeah. Well, we started with that. Yeah. Speaking of that, and then I'm into Vital Records. You should see the people that are there. Oh, there's this guy laying there. And then this lady's like, hey, wake up. You know, trying to wake him up. And these old people are just yelling back and forth at each other. And then this weirdo guy comes limping in there. It's like the weirdos you see in Vital Records. Wow. What a people watching scenario. I was like, this is Mutantville.
Kind of reminds me when my dad died. I was down in Virginia trying to get things squared away with my mom, and because they're retired, so
sure.
So then we got a letter, because your husband's dead. You got to come talk to Social Security now. Your Social Security amount's being adjusted. Yeah. And so then we had to go hang out at the Social Security office, and it's kind of like you said, there's all sorts of people in there.
Wacko, yeah. And I keep saying, they ought to give you a death certificate on your way out of here, because these people look like they're on their fucking deathbed here.
Yeah, that's because at the Social Security, some people are on the Social Security disability or whatever.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, it looked like a psych ward. So I pull it off, get all the things, get it, and then come to find out, and so I'm in the parking lot of wanting to get my license. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get my license. Here we go. I'm going in. Wait, I better open this envelope here. Oh, get online. You got to get your camera card. I'm like, wait, I don't have a camera card? So it's not like I could take this thing that was telling me my license is going to expire and all the things. Now I got to go online, and now I got to wait 10 days for them to mail me my camera card. Because when you go to the DMV, you got to have a camera card with all the information already filled out, after you've done all that. It's hoops upon hoops upon. Pennsylvania stinks. So, yeah. And it's a hassle. And yeah, so I didn't even end. Now I'm driving around with an expired license. I don't have a license. I'm waiting for my camera card to come in the mail so I could take both to go take everything down to the DMV so I can get my real ID and my license at the same fucking time.
What do you got to do? You just got to get like a new photo or something too?
I think so, because it's the 4-year thing. Yeah, and I think I got to get a new photo for the real ID.
See, that was the thing, man. When I got out to Arizona, man, they give you a license and it expires in 2036. And you're like, okay.
Yeah, mine's like that. It had 4 years on it.
Yeah, how many years?
4.
No, you don't understand. It was 1997.
Oh, really?
And my license was set to expire in 2036.
Yeah.
So. You got like 40 years on your driver's license out there.
Yeah. And Tina got her passport renewed, and they kept the same picture and everything. She didn't have to go in for a picture. It was just renew your passport. So I don't know.
I had to get I think I had to get a new picture. Or I didn't have any pictures.
Yeah.
I didn't have a picture. Because I think last time, when I originally got it, Yeah, never mind.
The passport is an antiquated, old. You know, the funny when you look at a passport, you go, "This is paper and a little rubber folder, and it's got little stamps of your dumb shit." You know, it's like, why isn't the passport like look like a credit card nowadays? You know,
It kind of does. Well, like the official card in there is
oh, is it?
thick card.
Okay, I never had a passport, so I
And
don't
then
know.
there's some pages for stamps and stuff like that.
Oh,
And then, yeah, that's about it.
huh? Yeah.
Because you need it for all the countries and all that sort of shit. Like they get shirty. Like I didn't know. Like I would be like, I get off the plane and start filming. Like here we are in customs. Like no filming. And I'm like, what?
Oh, I could see that. Yeah.
And she's like, put that away. And I'm like, why? What am I doing? You know?
Yeah. You can't be filming in customs. Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't take a liking to that.
Man, they do not. Whether it's here in the U.S. or in Brazil or the U.K. Like, yeah.
So yeah.
Dude, you know what's hysterical? We went to the UK. We're going through. So I'm standing talking to my girlfriend. I'm like, yeah, it never fails. I'm a long hair guy. I always get pulled out for an extra search down, right?
Huh.
And so as I say it, the guy comes over, fucking pulls me out for a fucking. He's like, "You still over here with me?" I'm like, "Sure, buddy." You know. He's like, "Yeah, you know the usual chit chat. Where you going? Ba 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 ba. Right." So going to London, whatever. And so at the time I was smoking, and I was trying to quit smoking, right? So I was going to try and quit smoking, but I also brought cigarettes with me. So I had a carton of cigarettes. But instead of having them all in the carton, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I just opened up the carton, and I just stuck a pack everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Makes sense.
And then I had the gum. You know what I mean?
Oh, the nicotine gum.
Because I was going to need it for the plane flight, but I was
Sure.
like, if I can do it, I won't smoke the whole time I'm there. But I may smoke. But I smoked. I had a fun time. It was good. It was a good time. And then, so the customs guy, he's like finding the cigarettes, and then finding the cigarettes. And he's like, "What is this?" And I'm like, "It's a carton of cigarettes." He's like, "So there's 10 packs?" I'm like, "Yeah." You know what I mean? He thought I was a fucking idiot. Then he started finding the
Your lighter?
no, the fucking the gum.
Oh, your nicotine chiclets.
I had like a whole box, like it was like a 60 pack or something like that. You know what I mean? I'm like, I might need a lot, you know,
Nicotine.
because it's long flavors. And then he's like, "What the hell is this?" And I'm like, "I'm trying to quit." He thought I was a fucking idiot, but
Yeah.
but
Obviously, you're not a threat, but
yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, yeah, fun at customs.
Especially, yeah. I mean, like American customs, I wouldn't get nervous, but I definitely would get nervous overseas.
Yeah, no, coming back into the country, it was always like, just always feel relaxed and chit chatty with them. Like, "No, good, how's it going? How's your day?" You know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
They're like, "Where you come from? Where you going? What you doing?" Like this, that. It's like,
Huh.
because yeah, you know. Yeah, anyway, sorry. So, digressing. Duh.
So, yeah, So we're about wrapped on that. I got nothing. The birthday stunk. Birthday, whatever. I don't celebrate it. I go to Vital Records, a bunch of bullshit. Everyone's dying. It's fucking horseshit. It's overrated. You can't do this. But my thing is to the people out there, if you're in America, get your real ID, get your shit together. You might want to look it up because it's a big thing.
Actually, technically, the whole reason for it is a fucking dumb reason that's not needed at all. But some congressman or senator got all hyped up about it like 20-some years ago and fucking put it in motion, and it went into motion, and here we are dealing with it.
Yeah.
It really does nothing.
Yeah, they put it on hold because during the COVID years. And now
It's a huge waste of
expiring. Yeah.
Huge waste of time, but
Yeah, because you'd think instead of all that work, why wouldn't they just work on, like, I'm surprised they already have like face recognition, and I'm surprised we don't have like iris scans or something like. There you go, hi, Mr. Forsythe.
I mean, yeah, the shit's around, but
Yeah, a little expensive. Yeah, I could imagine the Erie Airport having an iris scan.
no, and also like you can get sick through that shit easy.
Huh?
You can get sick from all that sort of stuff.
Why?
Dude, an iris scan thing is going to be no different than a drinking fountain. People are going to come up and get too close and fucking rub up against it and get germs all over it.
Ooh,
it's going to fucking spread disease everywhere. Come on.
Oh, yeah, gross. You're right.
It's like the 21st century drinking fountain.
Yeah, 'cause it's like going to the eye doctor and you put that thing in and you're looking
That's what I'm saying. Everybody's going to get conjunctivitis.
We're all going to get pink eye.
Yeah, get pink eye.
It's not detecting me. I got goop in my eye.
Somebody had fecal matter. That's the funniest thing is everybody thought it was always like mysterious with pink eye, but then at a certain point, everybody learned that you get pink eye from fecal matter. It's because somebody farted on your pillow.
Yeah, or your dog did.
Right.
Yeah, I was thinking, my mind was always like, oh, it's cat's ass. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
your cat's ass on my pillow.
Yeah, that's true. The cat's ass does get everywhere.
All right, what do we got here? Oh, yeah, we're going to take, pretty soon here, real quick, I got a best worst of list. You'll like this one. It's going to make you hungry again. We also got the time machine. The Wayback Machine is warming up in the back. We're going to 1984 this week. Ooh. That's kind of a good year. Because I feel like everything before 1984, my brain was on autopilot, but I remember 1984. I remember New Year's Eve turning 83 to 84, like as a kid.
Yeah.
Like I remember just things just starting to make sense, and like, all right, I'm no longer like, watching Sesame Street.
Yeah, it's like I've been saying, like things started to get into the 80s by like 80, 81, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they redesigned the Trans Am, they came out with Knight Rider with new Trans Ams, so we could see, I mean, that's a Trans Am. I mean, 4 years earlier it was Smokey and the Bandit.
Right.
Now it's the
Knight Rider looking.
Yeah, Knight Rider, yeah. So, people were definitely embracing the newness of the 80s and like 80 and 81,
Yes.
But it was still very 70s, and there was a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, because especially in Ruralville where we're at. So, yeah, you'd have hints. MTV was bringing in like maybe the color in
near
here.
the end of 81.
Yeah. But then our parents were still kind of 70s, so our houses all looked like we all had flowery wallpaper and doilies, and our parents were Better Homes and Gardens. And
yeah, like checkered fucking couches.
And weird patterns and things. And you'd go to a friend's house, and they'd still have the 70s wood panel thing mixed with like...
Oh, the wood paneling was everywhere.
Yeah. So in rural land in Erie, things took a while. Like, we weren't hip 80s. It didn't look like Miami Vice. No, it looked like 1979...
Things took time.
Coal miner's daughter.
Like fashionable things took time to percolate down to our level.
Yes. Yeah. Or we would get like weird versions. Like you could watch MTV and like, oh, everybody wanted to try to get the old Duran Duran haircut with the little thing in the front, but we didn't quite know how to do it. So ours all looked a little T-movers. And yeah, we were a little bit day late and dollar short.
Yeah, but it started, so 82 it started to sort of get its shit together.
Yeah.
83 it started ramping up. By 84, shit starts popping off.
Yeah, and I feel like it was maybe the malls, because the mall was where things were entering. You know what I mean? That's where we met, that's where the marketplace, but it's also where all this pop culture we could get our hands on.
Yep.
Instead of seeing it on TV, wow, the record stores got the Duran Duran album. Ooh, toy stores got that fucking, Cabbage Patch Kid or whatever, or, Missing Link toy.
Also, don't forget shit like the designer jeans, the fashion jeans, the snazzy shirts of certain
the checkered
styles.
shirts and the Chuck Taylors and the belts.
It was all the Ocean Pacific shit. It was all surfery sort of California vibey sort of stuff.
Yeah. So the mall was putting it right on our lap.
Because also, coming from like, what was it, 80, 81, 82-ish, remember I mentioned at one point the, what was it, the Jazzercise?
Yeah.
Is that what it was? Because that had the first leg warmers that they adopted for Flashdance,
Mm-hmm.
the leotards, and then the Jane Fonda did the thing, which is a big thing.
The Jane Fonda workout, yeah.
Later on, with the VCR, but that came later. But it was that whole thing where you get the spandex, you start getting the hot pink colors, you get the electric blue. It starts to become a thing. And then in 82 with Road Warrior, this post-apocalyptic future, trashed future look was became very in vogue. To where even by, we'll see probably here in 1984, remember the Police with the Synchronicity album? It was, post-apocalyptic,
You'd see it in videos. You'd see the stories.
Yeah, it was definitely a thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Remember that Just Got Lucky music video from Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers?
That was the first conceptual video I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the oldest one. That was actually pre-MTV. That was like video jukebox.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
But yeah.
But by the time we get to 84, shit is focusing in on itself to where, like, society is like aware of shit and it's driving the bus. Because I think in 1984 we start to get things like, don't we start getting crossover of like WWF wrestling with MTV?
I'll get to that in my 1984. So wrestling is picking up right now.
That's what I thought.
And the first WrestleMania is going to happen in 1984.
And this is a big deal.
Hulk Hogan, Hulkamania.
Yeah, this is a huge deal. Because remember back at Rocky 3, we had Hulk Hogan turn up in Rocky 3.
Yeah.
That was emblematic of how big he and WWF were getting at the time.
Yes. And you mix that with we all wanted a hero because now you're also mixing the Olympics and the Russian and the Cold War with U.S. and Russia.
Cold War was hot.
Yes, so there was that, and you'll see it in movies. You're going to hear it in music. You're going to hear it from everything from the Scorpions to music to the fucking movies. You're going to see like, oh, Red Dawn,
Yeah, spy
shit.
Stuff and
Yeah. So it's happening.
Because this is all prime USSR. Germany is divided, Berlin's divided. There's East Germany, West Germany, East Berlin, West Berlin. It's nuts. It's the Iron Curtain and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's why the metal stuff became so important because that stuff was like the most popular bootleg shit other than drugs or alcohol behind the Iron Curtain.
Yeah.
It was like Iron Maiden albums.
Yeah. Yeah, the Eastern Bloc nations were clamoring for pirated music, and it was usually heavy metal,
And it wasn't just super far east, like Poland was.
Yeah.
Poland was behind the Iron Curtain at the time.
Yeah, maybe it spoke to them in a weird, rebellious kind of way. So, yeah.
It did. Yeah. Anyway, so interesting times, but by the time you get to 84, like shit with the WrestleMania, starting to focus in.
Yeah, 84 is the first WrestleMania.
It's like MTV and wrestling getting together. You know what I mean? It starts to get very focused.
Yes. And I don't know if the TV, movies, I almost feel like the connective tissue, once again, is MTV. It's the connective tissue.
It is.
'Cause you'd have wrestlers, like you have Captain Lou Albano on a Cyndi Lauper video. You'd have MTV Spring Break, and then out comes Hulk Hogan ripping his shirt open.
But then conversely, Cyndi Lauper's showing up and singing "Girls Just Want to Have Fun" at the wrestling event.
Yes. Yes, and then you mix actors popping in, like, because the soundtracks, and soundtracks are becoming more since the 70s. So the music it's all basically tickling each other. Everyone's reaching around each other.
Well, especially from the previous year with the Flash Dance, the Footloose, which
sure.
I don't know if that was on one of the lists or if that's coming up this year, but. Like you say, these soundtrack
Yeah, we already
albums,
did Flashdance was last year.
Yeah.
Last week.
Yeah.
But I don't think we mentioned Footloose yet.
So that's probably coming out.
Yeah, it's probably this week.
It's probably this year. But yeah, I mean, like you say, this idea of the movies having not like a hit song, like 5, 6 hit singles driven by the music videos. Yeah.
And I feel like too, also, once again, I keep saying it, but MTV becomes the mall and it puts it all on their thing. So you go to the record store, every store at the mall is going to have the music. It's going to have the movies. The movie theater is going to tie into that.
Well, that's the thing. It's national.
Snacks even.
It's national advertising. It's immediate national advertising. We all we're watching MTV, we're seeing the same national ads.
Yeah.
You'll get a couple local ads thrown in, 1 or 2 for every break, but we're seeing the same ads for, Doritos, snacks, fast food joints, designer jeans, clothes.
And there were limited stations, but we all watched MTV, so if they had if all of a sudden there's I don't know, a Where's the Beef commercial comes on, we all knew Where's the Beef, you know what I mean?
Did you see that commercial?
Yeah. Or we could throw it out as a reference or a joke and giggle it out, and we know what everyone's talking about.
Yeah, so things started to get real interesting in 85 or 84. 84, 85, 86, 87. Shit was pretty fun.
Should we tap it?
At that point. Yeah, we may as well kick the door open on this and see what we get here.
I could start with the well, we kind of did an overview, but here, I'll tell you, here's one thing. Well, I got inventions and things like that came out, but...
Wait, hold on a second.
All right, a little technical diffa-fluffy.
Oh, I gotta flip my screen around.
Technical diffa-fluffy. Fluffy, floofy, floofy, floofy.
Yeah, so I had let the previous episodes recorded just build up on the card. And
well, it's funny you mention that because in 1984, guess what got invented? Flash memory, released by Toshiba, the first flash memory.
I like flash memory.
And the introduction of the 3.5 floppy diskette.
Man, we could talk about the stupid fucking discs back in the day.
Yeah, but they were junk, trust us. Yeah, don't even get nostalgic and think you're going to go, I'm going to go buy an old Commodore 64 and hook up the old floppy drive. No, it'll annoy the fuck out of you. Don't even bother. Just watch a YouTube thing on it and then be done with it. Let's see. So what else I got? I got some events here. Like I said, Hulk Hogan beats the Iron Sheik to win the first WWF title.
Wow.
The Iron Sheik. Remember, he was a big deal.
I do.
Baltimore Colts.
Actually, I think the Iron Sheik he only died a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, he was fucking hysterical.
Yeah, I had him on my Twitter, it was Twitter back then. Yeah. And he sent me a birthday message. He said, "Happy birthday, jabroni."
Oh, that's right.
It was all capital letters, too.
Yeah.
Funny. Yeah. Let's see. Baltimore Colts moved to Indianapolis Colts.
Oh, that was 84.
That was 84.
I remember that.
I know. I do remember. I remember the Baltimore Colts. Okay. Marvin Gaye, he was 45, is shot and killed by his own father.
Yep.
Here's one. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar breaks the NBA all-time scoring record.
Okay.
That's a pretty big deal.
Wait, can I just say related to that? I've been watching on HBO, that show Winning Time.
Yeah.
I fucking enjoy it.
Yeah, it's fun.
I was just watching an episode right before you picked me up.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kareem. Yeah, Kareem. He pops up when I'm watching MSNBC, and then there'll be a drug commercial, and there's something he's on. And he's a little creaky,
Oh, well, that's what they were talking about in the episode.
Yeah.
The episode was at 1982. And they were saying, because he had been playing, for several years, and he's so tall, like his knees are getting bad.
Yeah, you could tell he's... Yeah, okay, here's one. Did you know John DeLorean, the owner of the DeLorean, is on trial, and he gets cleared. The Los Angeles jury almost barely does it, gets away with it, clears him of drug charges. He was cocaine trafficking, wasn't it? The DeLorean? Something about, I remember hearing about the story. He got caught with a bunch of cocaine or something. And it's questionable if he was tied to it or his people.
No, I think what it was there was some question about where some of the money he had come from that he had used to start the company. And it was one of these things where it's like they were saying that he was just like taking the money for like whatever, but then he actually produced cars. Because he had set up a manufacturing plant in Ireland.
Yeah.
Nobody knew it, but he had it over in Ireland.
Yeah.
And it was actually cranking out cars, however they made 36 or however many rolled off the line.
Yeah, the DeLoreans.
In the first couple of months.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, Bernie Getz, remember him? The subway shooter.
Subway shooter.
He shot 4 youths on the subway. He was the vigilante shooter. I remember that being a big deal because they're like, what would you do?
They were threatening and menacing him.
Yeah, they were taunting him and menacing him, and he was a nerdy cat, and he shot these 4 youths. But he was at large for a whole week. He turned himself in a week later. So
and this is in the wake of the Death Wish vigilante shit, which we know had come out.
Bernie Getz was a geek. He was no Bronson.
Right.
He was a nerd. He was nerd alert.
And also, don't forget, remember we talked about the Warriors with Walter Hill. There were a lot of street gangs in the 70s and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So right around 1980, Curtis Sliwa and the Guardian Angels came out as well.
Mm-hmm. I like that concept, yeah. Oh, here's one. This will tie into the movies. Well, no, here, let me tell you this one. Last one I got right here. John Shatner opens the first What do you think it is? Who's John Shatner?
In 1984?
Opens the first Jeffersonville, Indiana. He opens the first Papa John's Pizza.
I was going to say Fuddruckers.
Close. Yeah, Papa John's. So yeah, little do we know, 25 years later, he's the jackass. But whatever. Good pizza. We're cool with it. And here's the one that will roll right into movies for you. Guess what? PG-13 rating debuts. Look at that.
Why and what on?
What do you mean?
What was the first PG-13 movie?
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know. I thought maybe you'd know in the movies. I have no idea what the first PG-13 movie. Wait, let me think.
I do know
48
what it is,
Hours?
but
No, wait for it.
I do know what it is, but I forget.
Not Ghostbusters, was it? I almost want to say it was kind of controversial because they wanted to give it an R, but it was too sweet and corny to be an R. But it had a couple swear words in it to be a PG. So they had to invent PG-13.
The reason they invented PG-13 was Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Oh, okay.
Some people found the ripping out, beating hearts rather a little too far.
Oh,
a little too extreme.
Shooting melting Nazi faces.
No, that was the first one. That's okay.
Oh, this is Temple of Doom.
Temple of Doom.
Oh, yeah.
Where they're ripping the beating heart, the Kalima, and they're ripping the beating hearts out of the
Oh,
skull.
yeah, this had the Aztecs and
Yeah, or whatever it is.
Yeah. Huh.
Over in Burma or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that was a problematic movie. So they came up with the PG-13, and God, I feel like I know what the PG-13 movie is, but I can't think of it at the moment. But
Well, why don't you start with movies? Well, let's start with movies. That's a good segue into the movies.
let's see.
Because I know I have it on my list, but I don't want to blow your movie list.
Okay, so what do you believe is the top movie of the year? 1984.
1984. Well, I can tell you I know one of them I saw in the theater, which was probably going to be Ghostbusters. Is it Ghostbusters?
I don't know. Let's see.
And I think Gremlins.
This isn't the year Top Gun came out, is it?
I don't know about that one.
1984, 84, 84.
I'm gonna say Ghostbusters and Gremlins.
All right, let's see. Ghostbusters, you're right. Called it.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters tops the box office, pulling in $242 million.
Which is big.
A lot of
That's
money.
rivaling. You're up there in Star Wars numbers.
Yeah, because I remember it was dabbling with $300 million for a long time.
Whoa.
Yeah, if you get over $250 million, that's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, Ghostbusters everywhere, toys everywhere, cartoon, and of course you got Harold Ramis and Bill Murray, so it's hitting all demographics. It's for kids, the parents like it because they're SNL alum.
Dana Croyd.
Yeah, you got, yeah.
What do you think is number 2?
Well, this is the year, now keep in mind, I'm thinking the original Saturday Night Live alum is starting to hit it. I'm going to have to go 48 Hours, Eddie Murphy.
Close. We did 48 Hours last year.
Oh, did we? Okay.
This, Eddie Murphy starring.
Is Eddie Murphy special?
Eddie Murphy starring in Beverly Hills Cop.
Beverly
which
Hills
went
Cop.
Huge. It went huge. He went huge. It proved
The song.
It proved, yeah, the Neutron Dance.
Yeah, Neutron Dance was big.
It's a great one. Pointer Sisters. Yeah, it proved that Eddie Murphy was a star. It proved that he could open a movie. It proved that he was hot, and people would turn out to see what he was doing.
Yeah, because before that, he did Trading Places. Didn't he? Was that true?
Trading Places was the John Landis one.
Yeah.
I feel because
He did okay. He did fine.
I feel like 48 Hours was supposed to be Richard Pryor, I
Yeah.
heard, and then for some reason they put Eddie Murphy in last minute. So that was sort of, he did pretty good, right?
Yeah.
And then I feel like he was probably already doing the Landis movie, the Trading Places,
Yeah.
because that's pretty funny. You know what I mean?
Do they mention when did his special come out though? The Eddie Murphy when he's in is that later?
There's Delirious and then there's Raw. I forget which is which.
Right, the first one. Is this after Beverly Hills Cop or is it during all this?
I think it was 82 and 84. I think the first one was 82.
Yeah, Because we didn't mention that on movies.
Maybe 83, 85.
We didn't mention it in the thing, but in the movies.
Yeah, his stand-up specials were...
They're big.
It was a big thing.
Deal.
Everybody knew it. Everybody was quoting it. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, everybody knew every line.
Yeah.
Because it was on H. Because this is the other thing. MTV was huge, but the other thing, which didn't have advertising, was HBO.
Yes.
Everybody had HBO. It was
Yes.
the same HBO. We were all watching it.
Yeah. Yeah, and our parents were, parents would watch HBO and we would, and then MTV. Kids were watching MTV, parents watch HBO, boom, boom, boom. Everyone's separated.
Okay, third movie of the year, we were already talking about.
Gremlins.
It's a reason for PG-13.
Oh, not Gremlins.
Indiana Jones and
Oh,
the
and
Temple of Doom.
Okay, all right.
All right. Next is Gremlins.
I knew it, because
Yeah,
I want to
yeah.
say I saw that in the theater.
I think I did too. 151
And I liked it. I think I had a good time at that one. I remember thinking it was cool. I like Gizmo and I like the monsters.
I love the production design. It looks all sort of fake and stagey, but real. It's really lit well. It's one of these sort of, is it?
It had a Muppet feel.
Does something with Robert Zemeckis to do with it? I know it's a Joe Dante deal.
Yeah, I don't know.
But those guys were coming off, because Joe Dante did one of the segments in the Twilight Zone movie, which was back in '83.
I like that it had the Muppets feel like, and I always remember the scene when the lizard gremlins took over the movie theater, and they all have the sunglasses on, and they're all throwing popcorn in the movie theater. The scene looked like something very Henson. It had a Henson feel to it.
Yeah,
You know?
it did.
I liked it.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. It had a. That was
It
sort
was
of
playing on my Muppet sensibility as a young kid, but I was a little older. I'm getting older there.
Yeah, and it had a bit of a dark tone. You know what I mean? It wasn't really dark, but it wasn't cute and safe either.
Yeah. I mean, it started cute and safe with Gizmo. You thought, oh, yeah, but once they, start dropping water on him and he's multiplying, and then you feed him after midnight, then it's like, oh.
Yeah, it didn't like 3 or 4 of them kill the old lady. One of them
Right,
put another
yeah.
one in the microwave.
That might be fun for a rewatch. That would be a good one for a rewatch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next after that, oh, geez. Huge movie, Karate Kid.
Oh, fuck. Little do they know what's happening now between Cobra Kai and now the new reboot with Jackie Chan.
But I watched the Karate Kid, the original movie, a couple of years ago. It's a well-made movie. I mean,
The first one.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's from 1984. It is slow pacing and sort of slow developing, but it's really well
I
done.
kind of feel like that adds to the
filmmaking.
payoff, though.
Yes, exactly. It does.
Yeah,
It
tension
does.
and release. So you're building a lot of tension. You're building.
Well, you're building character.
Yeah.
And you're investing time with these characters and sort of getting to know them. Like, I thought, like I was thinking back to it and I was like, oh, this happens and that happens and that happens. It's like this happens and then there's this whole scene. And then this happens and there's this whole scene. You know what I mean? It unfolds a lot more slowly.
What people don't realize, everyone thinks Joey Lawrence is the heel, but really Ralph Macchio started fucking with Johnny Lawrence first. Johnny Lawrence, he was kind of
Let's go to the tape. No, check out Karate Kid. It's one of those really well-made movies. It's like the first Rocky movie. Like, it's a well-made movie.
Yeah.
And I think they're both the same director, John G. Avildsen, I believe.
Okay. So they're time capsule worthy. Yeah. Now, when we get
Real
into
good
spin-offs
filmmaker.
later on, you're like, okay, they're trying to reheat the nachos. But the first ones there's a reason why
All right.
they're hits.
Speaking of reheating the nachos, this one kicked off a whole bunch of nacho reheating for at least the next decade. You want to say it?
I don't know it. I'm holding my breath.
Police Academy.
Oh yeah. What can we do with Steve Guttenberg and Bobcat Goldthwait?
Bobcat Goldthwait doesn't get there till the 4th one.
Oh really? Okay. But it's still Guttenberg. Guttenberg was ducked up to be the guy.
Actually, Bobcat may have been in the 3rd one as part of a biker gang. But
Right.
the 4th one, he was one of the cops. Yeah. Here we go. Number 7, Footloose.
It's here.
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon.
Footloose
Hello, Kevin Bacon.
had probably 2 or 3, definitely probably 3 or 4 top 10 hit songs before the movie came out.
Oh,
well before
yeah.
the movie came out. Months, if not a year before the movie came out.
Yeah, and the iconic dance scenes, that.
Footloose with the Kenny Loggins song.
Yeah.
Denise Williams, Let's Hear It for the Boy.
Oh, yeah.
Big hit.
Yeah, yeah.
Holding Out for a Hero, Bonnie Tyler.
Oh, yeah.
With the Footloose footage mix of the video. I mean,
Yeah.
that's 3 big hits right there. And I remember I was so sick of the videos and so sick of the songs.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, isn't that movie over? Hadn't even come out yet.
Yes. I think I was still the same thing. My dad had the record. He'd play the record and play the songs.
That's the thing. Everybody fucking picked up that record, and that was the whole thing. That's what they did with Flashdance. There were 3 like hit songs. Like Maniac. There was What a Feeling. Mm-hmm. And what was the other one?
Fame or something. Feels like Fame.
I know when I said What a Feeling, I was like, is that Fame?
Right. Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing. All right. Anyway. Okay. So after that, here we go. Star Trek 3. Search for Spock.
Oh, yeah. Well, you couldn't top Wrath of Khan for 2, so Wrath of Khan...
This is a sequel to Wrath of Khan.
Yeah, that was all right from what... I remember it wasn't hateable, but we still had the... You still had the taste of Wrath of Khan, so this wasn't cutting it.
No, I don't remember this being a very...
And I remember Nimoy starting to look old, at this point. Before it was still Spock, but now he's starting to get a little old.
A little Sarek.
Yeah.
A little Sarek in the tooth.
Right.
Oh, boy, this was a fucking huge movie of the year. Romancing the Stone.
Oh,
Remember that? That was huge.
Yeah.
That was a fun movie. I remember seeing that in the theater a couple of times.
And the Eddie Grant doing the theme song? Not Electric Avenue. He did Romancing the Stone.
I suppose so. I forget what that song goes like.
He was romancing the stone, the heart every day. Yeah, it was. Yeah, and he kind of did it with a weird accent.
Yeah, that Jamaican accent. Yeah, Romancing the Stone is a fucking. I remember it being a fucking like a real fun fucking sort of movie. It was just sort of a caper. Like Michael Douglas and Kathleen Turner were pretty good together. Throw in Danny DeVito for fun.
Yeah.
Because Danny DeVito and Michael Douglas were like college roommates.
Yeah.
Or college or acting
Yeah,
school.
Kathleen Turner is still, she's A-list hot then, Yeah, so we all liked her. It was before she got real weird.
Well, she was coming off Body Heat.
Oh, that's probably why we found her sexy.
Like that was like a whole thing there. Like in Louisiana, they're all sweaty or something.
All right.
Everybody's sweaty.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but Romancing the Stone, that was a fun one.
Uh-huh.
That was good. Uh-huh. Oh, boy. Number 10, Purple Rain. That was a big movie. Talk about pre-sales on that one, too. He had like 2 or 3 fucking like hit songs off Purple Rain before that movie even came out.
Yeah, because Prince was already hitting a bit. Yeah, like Little Red Corvette and all those things, and Raspberry Beret were already huge on MTV.
I think Raspberry Beret came later, but...
Yeah, so that shit was already popping. He was already popping.
Yeah,
this movie was just like, oh, Prince is in the movies now.
Yeah, and he put out
once
When Doves Cry, Let's Go Crazy.
Let's Go Crazy was a great song.
I mean, that was a big one. In the music video.
And let's give our flowers to Morris Day and the Time.
Yeah.
Who had the greatest song on the whole fucking soundtrack.
Jungle Love.
Jungle Love. God, that still to this day holds up.
I had that album. That was a good album.
Yeah. Morris Day was badass.
I like those guys. Yeah, that was cool. I dug it. Okay. Next one. Huge movie. Fucking debut here. Directorial debut, I believe, for Ron Howard. Splash.
Oh, Splash. Oh, Daryl Hannah and Tom
Hanks.
Yeah, Tom Hanks is getting bigger. Is he in Bosom Buddies by now?
He had done Bosom Buddies.
Okay.
I think this is his first starring role.
Okay. Yeah. So he's transitioned to movies from TV.
Yeah. Okay, this is some IMAX documentary, Grand Canyon: The Hidden Secrets. What is this? Oh my God, I love this movie. Amadeus.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking. I never saw it, quite honestly. I've never seen Amadeus.
I used to watch it every year on Christmas just for fun.
Really? That's an odd Christmas watch.
Yeah.
Well, I spent many Christmases with you. I don't remember watching Amadeus.
Out in Arizona.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, this is later then. Okay.
Yeah, Amadeus is great.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Who was the main stars in that one? Jennifer, or what? No, not Jason Lee.
No, but that sort of reminds me. That's next year. Flesh and Blood.
Right. Okay.
I just watched that recently.
Yeah, I was thinking of that cast. That's that level. Okay.
solid.
Who else was in this?
No, so this was Amadeus is Mozart. It's Tom Hulse.
Okay.
Salieri is F. Murray Abraham. He won an Oscar for it.
F. Murray Abraham, that's right. Okay. All right.
Mozart's wife is Elizabeth Barrage, who was in, remember that movie Funhouse? That was way down on the list a couple years ago.
She was got a big lift off that.
Yeah. So Elizabeth Barrage is his wife. They're in Salzburg. The King of Salzburg or whatever is Jeffrey Jones.
Oh, okay.
The principal from Ferris
All right,
Bueller.
so there's nobody really super famous.
Dude, but so it is based on a play that was based on a book about this idea that there's always been this idea that Salieri, who was working closely with Mozart,
Right.
Actually poisoned him
Oh.
out of jealousy. But
he technically came up with the stuff. There's a questionable who wrote what.
no, not at all. No, it's clear. But it's just that Mozart is so fucking good that he just hears it all in his head.
Yeah.
So at one point he's too sick to write anything because he can't see. So he's dictating to Salieri, and he's like, start up here in this clef, blah blah blah, but it's here, blah 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 blah. This is it. Do you have it? Do you have it? He's like, wait, hold on. He's like, do you have it? And he's like, yes. Right. He's like, moves on, piccolo, blah 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 blah. He's just fucking
Hammering them. Wow.
yeah. It's really interesting. It's really interesting if you actually look at the story, and the production design is fucking great.
And especially in 1984 when you're you're dealing with limited means.
They shot it, I think, in like Prague or something like that. One of those
makes
fucking
sense.
old Eastern European cities that didn't get bombed in World War II. So they still got the original buildings and shit.
Yeah.
It's pretty dope. Yeah, I love Amadeus. Anyway, it won Oscars and shit.
Yeah, it was a big deal.
I've got it on fucking DVD and or Blu-ray.
All right, keep going.
Yeah. Tightrope.
Who's that?
I feel like that's Clint Eastwood.
Again?
Another Dirty Harry.
Can we not have Clint Eastwood on? He makes the list every year since we started these years.
No. The Natural. Robert Redford, the baseball movie.
The baseball movie, yes.
Greystoke, The Legend of Tarzan.
Oh yeah, this was the different spin on on Tarzan.
Yeah, this one I watched this one. It's super boring, but
Yeah, you could tell they could have gone somewhere, but I think they wanted to delve into that romance with him and Jane.
yeah. 2010. Kubrick sequel to 2001.
Yeah, little you know, 2010 would be like,
Yeah, who knows?
people with
All right.
Biscuit House.
Okay, this was a big one. 1984, Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh yeah, okay, that was a big deal. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that one kind of tied into MTV a little bit.
Yeah, they very much got behind it. Although that movie totally missed out on the whole music video tie-in thing.
Yeah, they could have done a Devo or something. Yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't do anything.
Yeah.
They completely missed the boat.
Well, maybe they're under budget and they couldn't get clearance for
I think it was just already in development.
Oh yeah.
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 So, technically the whole thing was shot at ASU. All right. Anyway, and okay, Red Dawn.
I called that earlier. Red Dawn. I remember us talking about Red Dawn in school. Could you imagine if the Soviets came across the Bering Strait and invade? But this one took place in what, Alaska?
No, I think it was like Idaho or something.
Idaho, yeah, but they came, the Russians were coming, yeah,
Yeah.
on foot.
Yeah, and they did a remake of it a couple years ago. I'm sure it was vapid and dumb, but
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. Bachelor Party.
Oh God, Bachelor Party was a big deal.
This is Tom Hanks. This is where Tom Hanks was actually starring in shit.
Yes.
The Splash, I think, was some fluke. Like somebody dropped out. It was supposed to be somebody else, and he dropped out.
Yeah.
Bachelor Party. I love Bachelor Party.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was fun. Yeah, that was kind of like Animal House, but a little bit not college. Yeah, it was like the 80s version.
Animal House was like, patchy little sketches here and there, but Bachelor Party was like a whole thing going on.
Yeah, one thing leads to another. We got to figure it out.
Yeah, Bachelor Party is one of those movies that it might be good, it might not be good. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. God, I haven't seen it in 20 years.
But it was fun. It had a lot of characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
And I bet you it would be chock full of star-studdeds. You know, it'd be like, oh my God, that's so-and-so. Oh my God, that's so-and-so.
No, not really.
Maybe? No? You
Not
don't
really.
think?
I mean, you know, you got Tom Hanks. His girlfriend is Tawny Katane. Yeah. Right. His best friend is Adrian Zmed.
Adrian Zmed, well, he ended up being a big deal.
He was hot. Well, he was hot on T.J. Hooker at the time.
Right, yeah.
I think he had done that movie right before T.J. Hooker
Yeah,
or whatever.
he was the runner-up for things.
And then one of the girls in the bachelorette party group was Wendy Jo Sperber. She was on Bosom Buddies. She was Marty McFly's sister in Back to the Future. Yeah, she was great. I think that was about it.
Oh, okay.
All right. Red Dawn Bachelor Party. City Heat.
I don't know that one.
I don't either. I mean, I kind of do, but I don't know. Here we go. Terminator, 1984. Boom.
The original Terminator?
The original Terminator.
Jesus Christ.
Once again, I didn't hear anything about this movie. I didn't see a preview for it.
Yeah, so you probably didn't hit it till 86.
I didn't know. No. It got onto HBO pretty quickly.
Yeah, maybe it kind of bombed in the theater.
Yeah. Well, it made $38 million.
That's not too shabby.
No.
But it ain't making Ghostbusters money.
No, nothing's making Ghostbusters.
I mean, Gremlins has sold more than fucking Terminator.
Dude, yeah, this is like number 22.
Right. So it's in theory, it's kind of a bomb.
No, definitely at the theater, because there was no fucking advertising. Look, if I didn't see an ad for it back in the day, it didn't exist.
Yeah.
I was watching the fucking TV.
Yeah,
all
I don't
the
think
time.
there was like a movie poster or anything. Because sometimes, you and I would be at the mall looking at movie posters in Spencer's or something, and looking.
Yeah.
And nothing.
I didn't hear nothing about it. So that one came out of nowhere. When I stumbled across it on HBO, it was like, holy shit! You seen this? What is this? Breakin'.
Electric Boogaloo?
No, this is the first Breakin'.
Oh, that ain't Electric
This
Boogaloo.
is Breakin' 1, so that means we got Breakin' 2, Electric Boogaloo to look forward to. But this is just Breakin'.
Right. But, okay.
What's this movie about?
Breakdancing.
About Breakin'.
Yeah, they're breakdancing. They're popping and locking. They're doing it. They're throwing the mats down. And they're taking names.
Throwing down the cardboard. Yeah. Doing the windmill. Okay. Me and the girlfriend, I had to show her this one to teach her the reference on this one.
What?
Okay, All of Me.
Ooh, okay.
Steve Martin, Lily Tomlin.
All right. I can picture it, but I don't know if I've seen it.
Lily Tomlin is some rich old lady who's dying, and they get this guy to take her soul out of her body and put it in this young, beautiful body, which is Victoria Tennant, who Steve Martin ended up marrying and doing LA Story with.
Oh, okay.
And remember the put Edwina back in the bowl? Edwina back in the bowl. Put Edwina back in the bowl. The whole thing.
Yeah, okay. All right.
All of Me. Yeah, Steve Martin is he's a lawyer, but he also plays guitar in a jazz combo on the side.
Okay.
I believe.
Huh.
I believe that was the movie. Yeah. And his best friend in the jazz combo is like a blind black dude that you've seen in a million things.
Oh, okay.
Like, oh, that guy.
Right. Yeah, I wonder.
All of Me. Yeah.
Yeah, you think that would be worthy of a remake nowadays?
Remake? I don't know.
No one's remade that one.
No. I thought you were going to say rewatch. Rewatch, yes. Remake, Places in the Heart.
Places in the Heart.
Sally Field.
Sally Field. Okay. No.
Yeah, so a tearjerker. I love Sally Field, but this is during her
drama.
fucking
Yeah, that sounds
schmaltzy
like
going for Oscars phase or something.
Yeah.
The Killing Fields. Once again, I'm sure it's great. Never watched it. Friday the 13th, Part 4. The final chapter. It's cool. It's over now. We're shutting it down. Final chapter.
Did they though?
No.
No, you don't stop at 4. You got a workable franchise here, guys. You got a reboot.
Don't stop. No, I just keep sequeling. The Gods Must Be Crazy. Fuck that movie. Starman.
Ooh.
Jeff Bridges, Karen Allen.
Oh,
It's actually a John Carpenter movie.
Yeah, I remember that. I don't remember seeing it though.
It's kind of a boring movie, but sort of cute. People like it. Cannonball Run 2.
Oh, yeah, I like that one. Yeah, that one was just more of the same of Cannonball Run 1, but just a little bit more inflated and a little bit more star-studded drop-ins.
Yeah, I felt like it was trying a little harder.
I liked it, though. I want to say I think I saw that in a theater.
Probably.
Yeah, that seems like something I would have watched on a Saturday afternoon.
Well, how about this one? Dune.
Oh, that was the shitty one with Sting.
This is the David Lynch one.
Yeah, that didn't go nowhere. They started off good, but
Kyle MacLachlan.
Yeah, they dropped the ball on that one.
I mean, me and the girlfriend a couple of years ago, we were at an Airbnb and they had like HBO, and I'm like, oh great, we can watch something. And we just cruising through HBO and came across the old, and she loves Lynch, you know, and I'm like, and she's like, boy, that always seemed like a really tough watch. I'm like, yeah, we threw it on. It was a tough watch. We got like 7 minutes into it. We're like, this is inscrutable. Like, I'm out. This is boring. I don't
know how it didn't happen because Dune's a tricky story to tell. Even the book was boring.
Yeah,
I remember bailing on the book the same way. Like, oh my God, I can't read this.
I thought the new Denis Villeneuve.
They're ironing it out there.
Yeah. Teachers.
Teachers, what's that?
Nick Nolte, Joe Beth Williams.
Yeah.
You know, it's the start of the. I think Ralph Macchio was one of the fucking students.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Passage to India. Whatever.
All right. So how are we doing on
Conan the Destroyer?
Oh, this is like part 3, wasn't it? Part
2.
2. Yeah.
This one was terrible. I saw this one in the theater because I kind of love Conan on HBO. This one was fucking awful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Protocol. Goldie Hawn. Okay. It's a good one. Mickey and Maude. Not sure what that is.
All right.
Cotton Club. Oh, no, hang on.
Ooh, Cotton Club.
Yeah. Cotton Club, that was at Jazz Age 1. Billy D. Williams, Gregory Hines. All that shit. Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, the first one, huh? Yeah, I know. I picked up on this later. I remember backtracking on that one when Maxwell's came around.
Yeah, it's a pretty solid movie.
Yeah.
Pretty solid movie. Muppets Take Manhattan.
Oh, okay. There we go. We like the Muppets.
Woman in Red.
All right.
That's that Dudley Moore one.
Oh, that's Woman. Oh, I was thinking Man with One Red Shoe.
No. Yeah. I think that's next year. Yeah, I think that's next year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that's 85. Against All Odds.
Oh, well, of course the soundtrack eclipsed the movie. This was the one where the Phil Collins soundtrack eclipsed the movie.
James Woods and Rachel something. Yeah, it was one of those like, sexy crime thrillers.
Yeah. But the Against All Odds song way.
Phil Collins song, yeah.
Yeah. That was huge.
Huge.
Couldn't get away from it.
No. Moscow on the Hudson.
That sounds familiar.
Robin Williams as a Russian immigrant.
Oh, okay. So is he just doing his best Yakov Smirnoff imitation?
I think Yakov Smirnoff's in it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. The Flamingo Kid.
I don't know that one.
Matt Dillon working the ritzy Miami hotels in like the early 60s.
Oh, okay.
Flamingo Kid, something like that. 16 Candles.
Wow.
1984.
Wow. It didn't make a lot of money though, huh?
I mean,
I feel like that's going to take a comeback. That might appear next year, higher on the charts.
It made $23 million on.
Because 16 Candles ended up being huge. Maybe it's almost like a residual. Maybe the soundtrack ended up propelling it back up.
Well, that one did get a bit of a soundtrack boost. There were that Simple Minds, Don't You Forget About Me.
Yeah.
No, that was Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
What did they do in 16 Candles?
I don't know.
Once again, it was like less the MTV.
But Molly Ringwald was huge.
Yeah, it was less the MTV soundtrack, and it was almost more the old sort of like Valley Girl soundtrack, that sort of collage of like all the hit music.
Yeah.
Rather than like, featuring these songs and making videos for it. It's just like, it's like, this is cool, that's cool. Anyway. All right, Missing in Action, Chuck Norris with the Vietnam thing. It goes back to,
It's Chuck Norris.
Anyway, yeah, it's Chuck Norris. Last Starfighter. Remember this one?
Oh, yeah. I remember, yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah, I always did too.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Soldier Story, I'm not sure what that is. Oh God, You Devil.
Oh, George
So
Burns.
Oh God, it was Oh God Book 2. This is Oh God, You Devil. Oh. This is where we get double George Burns, where he plays God and the devil.
Oh.
And if I remember correctly...
He was pretty old then.
This is the one with the little girl?
Maybe.
All right, Rhinestone.
Like Rhinestone Cowboy?
No, like Dolly Parton and Sylvester Stallone, Rhinestone.
Oh, yeah. No, I never saw that one.
Yeesh. Never-ending Story.
Oh, okay. All right.
Top Secret.
Oh, that was the mouse one, right?
No, this is the Val Kilmer, the World War II spoof one.
Oh, yeah, the spoof. Yeah, I never saw that one.
Yeah. Oh my God. I believe it's like the guys who did Airplane.
Oh, yeah.
It's like World War II spoofs, like visual spoofs.
Yeah.
Weekend Pass. I think that's like three guys get a weekend pass from the military and they go to Tijuana or something like that.
Sure.
Try to get laid, sort of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Unfaithfully Yours. I feel like this is Dudley Moore, Nastasha Kinski. He's a conductor or something like that.
Right.
He's drunk all the time. Shocker. All right. Unfaithfully Yours. Best Defense. That's Eddie Murphy and Dudley Moore. Dudley Moore's making a lot of movies right around this time.
Yeah.
That was a terrible flick. Blame It on Rio. Remember that one?
That sounds familiar. No.
Michael Caine. Was it Joseph Bologna? They're two friends. They go on vacation with their fucking hot 17-year-old daughters. One of them is Demi Moore,
Okay.
pre-plastic surgery. And the other one is that Michelle Johnson chick.
Okay.
Remember Jones had a poster of her on his wall?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's Blame It on Rio. Hot Dog, the movie.
Oh, Hot Dog, the movie. Oh, boy.
Lassiter. That's your Magnum PI guy.
Tom Selleck.
Yeah. Angel, Johnny Dangerously. Remember that one?
Yeah, that's Keaton.
Saw that one in the theater. Beat Street. Firestarter.
Firestarter was Stephen King.
Yep. Oh, shit.
That was young Drew Barrymore was
Yeah.
in that. Yeah, young. Fresh off E.T.
Talking about fresh off shit. Boom! Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo. Same year. They cranked it out.
Well, they had to get on the fucking, they had to get on the craze.
Oh my God. Yeah, these are some fucking movies here. Okay, remember Night of the Comet?
No.
It was a post-apocalyptic-y sort of movie with these two sisters.
Okay.
And the one sister's boyfriend is from Voyager. He's Chakotay on Voyager.
Oh, Chakotay. Okay, he was cool.
So him and her are in a movie theater, and so this comet comes over, and everybody gets wiped out.
Okay.
So it's her and her sister. So it's Mary Catherine Stewart,
Oh, okay.
and then this blonde chick is her sister. If you saw it, you'd be like, oh yeah, this movie.
Okay.
It was an HBO movie. It was sort of a fun movie. Yeah, Night of the Comet. That was a good one. Children of the Corn. Remember that one?
Sure. Yeah, we all know Children of the Corn. I don't know if I've seen it.
Linda Hamilton was in it.
Yeah.
Malachi.
Yeah.
Courtney Gaines. Supergirl. Remember that one's terrible. The Evil That Men Do. Ice Pirates. Irreconcilable Differences. Dreamscape. Up the Creek. Broadway Danny Rose. That's it.
All right. We had a good movie run.
A lot of good movies in the 84.
Good. Well, we killed a lot of time on the movies. We got to go.
Yeah, we did. Let's take a look at TV real quick. Okay, new for 84, Cosby Show. This is kicking off. This is kicking off the sitcoms. The NBC
it was a big deal,
sitcoms.
though. Everyone, because everyone liked Bill Cosby at the time.
Yep. Family Ties. Murder, She Wrote. Cheers. Yep. New York.
Sad. Norm just died.
Yeah. Did you know that he is Jason Sudeikis' uncle?
Yes, that's what. I was saying he ties into somebody, and I couldn't remember who, and that's it.
Yeah. So I remember. I just recently they were talking on some interview. I think it was a Ted Danson thing. Highway to Heaven. Night Court. That's new.
Oh, Night Court was new. Yeah, John Larroquette.
Scarecrow Mrs. King. I think we did. Bloopers, practical jokes. Remington Steele.
Oh yeah, Pierce Brosnan. I was
great.
a huge. Yeah, I like that show.
Yeah, that was a good show. That was a real good show. Webster, I think that was new. And that's it.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Alf hadn't come out yet?
I thought Alf came out in 83.
Oh really? Alf was already out?
I feel like it. If not, he'll be coming quickly.
Yeah, it'll be coming quick.
All right, you want to go through some music real quick?
Make it snappy.
All right, here we go. Okay. This is all MTV.
All right, the whole list is MTV weighted.
Number
Radio
one.
is
You want to
pointless.
guess?
Well, it's got to be a movie thing. It's got to be like Ghostbusters. Ray Parker Jr. I Ain't Afraid of No Ghosts.
No, the other way. Wind Doves Cry. Prince.
Oh, Prince. Right. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Yeah.
What's Love Got to Do with It? Tina Turner.
Yeah.
So her album came out this year in '84. Private Dancer. Fucking talking about hit after hit after hit.
Yeah, that's pretty much all hits. Yeah.
Six
Tina
six
Turner
fucking
was,
hits. She knew how to work the music video angle too.
Yeah.
Go away, Scam Likely. Get the fuck off my screen. Number 3, Say.
Okay.
Michael Jackson, Paul McCartney. Footloose, Kenny Loggins.
Of course.
You know. Against All Odds, Take a Look at Me Now, Phil Collins.
Yeah, there's the Phil Collins.
Jump, Van Halen.
Oh, Van Halen Jump, 1984.
Yeah, number 6 for the year.
Wow, that's pretty good for them.
Really good. Lionel Richie, Hello.
Oh, the video was just unbearable.
Yeah. Owner of a Lonely Heart, Yes.
Oh yeah, I saw that concert. That was my first concert that I didn't see with my parents.
Yeah, this is all MTV stuff.
My brother and I went to see Yes, and it was because of that song, Owner of a Lonely Heart.
Yep. Ghostbusters, Ray Parker Jr.
There
we
it
go.
is. Yeah.
Karma Chameleon, Culture Club.
Okay.
Missing You, John Waite.
Oh yeah.
I ain't missing you at all.
I like that guy. I think he's still
He was
up.
all right. Yeah. All Night Long, All Night, Lionel Richie.
Oh yeah.
That was a big one. Let's hear it for the boy, Denise Williams from Footloose. Remember, I said that earlier.
Yeah.
Dancing in the Dark, Bruce Springsteen.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, and the debut of Courtney Cox on stage.
There you go. Girls Just Want to Have Fun, Cyndi Lauper.
Okay.
Big hit in '84. The Reflex, Duran Duran.
Oh, boy.
Or if they sold that, licensed it to Pepsi AC, The Reflux.
They should have.
Time After Time, Cyndi Lauper again.
She's huge.
Following up with the ballad.
MTV had her on twice an hour.
Jump for My Love, Pointer Sisters.
Right.
Talking in Your Sleep. Dun-dun-dun.
Oh, Romantics.
Dun-dun. Yep. I still like that song. That's good. Self Control, Laura Branigan.
Don't know it.
Yeah, watch the table. You knock that over.
Up.
Let's Go Crazy, Prince and the Revolution. Say It Isn't So, Hall & Oates.
Okay.
Hold Me Now, Thompson Twins. Everybody always forgets about the Thompson Twins. Thompson Twins were killing it in the mid-'80s. Everybody forgets about them. They were all over MTV.
That's not Voices Care. No, that's Till Tuesday.
That's Till Tuesday.
Yeah. Amy Mann, I get her confused.
If you want to hear the sounds of '80s, put on these Thompson Twins songs. These synth patches that they have,
encompasses.
That's the '80s right there.
Yeah, that's the soundtrack. Yeah.
Yeah. Hold Me Now, Thompson Twins. Big hit. Big hit. Joanna, Cool in the Gang. Joanna.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, the roller skating one. Somebody's Watching Me. Rockwell. Stevie Wonder, I Just Called to Say I Love You. Break My Stride, Matthew Wilder. Remember that one?
Don't break my time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still going around today. Yeah. That song's played.
99 Left Balloons, Nina.
Oh, yeah, that's lame.
I Can Dream About You, Dan Hartman.
That's was soundtrack, but that's popular.
I feel like that was coming from like Streets of Fire.
Yeah, it was coming off its movie for sure.
Or Eddie and the Cruisers or something. Glamorous Life, Sheila E.
Oh, yeah.
Prince was getting Sheila E. right out there and fucking early on. Oh, Sherry, Steve Perry. He's gone solo.
Oh, that's right. That was a big video.
Stuck on You, Lionel Richie. More Lionel Richie.
What about Huey? Isn't he on the list yet?
Not yet.
All right.
Elton John. Guess why that's why they call it the blues?
Okay.
Yeah. Cyndi Lauper again. She Bop. Madonna showing up. Borderline.
Oh, yeah, she was young then. This is the first album, Madonna.
Corey Hart, Sunglasses at Night.
Oh, God.
Classic 80s shit, man.
Played it to death.
Billy Idol, Eyes Without a Face.
That was all right, though.
Billy Idol's always been great. Here Comes the Rain Again, Eurythmics.
Okay.
Big hit. Uptown Girl, Billy Joel.
All right.
Sister Christian, Night Ranger.
Ew.
84.
Ew.
Drive, The Cars. Who's gonna drive you home?
And it wasn't Rick Ocasek singing.
Olivia Newton, Twist of Fate from the movie.
Olivia Newton.
Yeah. Her and John Travolta did a movie called Twist of Fate.
Oh, they tried to reenact their magic, huh? Try to
This
go
is
in.
the song. Gonna be a strange twist of fate. It's a pretty good song.
They were going for it. They
Union
wanted
of the
more.
Snake, Duran Duran.
Oh, cool. Duran Duran's still cooking.
There you go. Heart of Rock and Roll, Huey Lewis and the News.
There it is. That Huey Lewis sports record was huge.
They have 2 records that is just fucking all hits. Hard Habit to Break, Chicago.
Okay.
The Warrior, Scandal. That's the MTV music video
Oh, yeah,
one.
the Warrior Scandal. Yeah,
If Ever You're in My Arms Again, Peabo Bryson. That's probably from the radio. Pointer Sisters, Automatic. Remember this one? Shannon, Let the Music Play.
Let the music play.
Yeah. That was a pretty good one. Julio Iglesias and Willie Nelson, To All the Girls I've Loved Before.
Oh, God.
Caribbean Queen, Billy Ocean. Yep. That's All, Genesis.
Okay.
Running with the Night, Lionel Richie.
Sure.
Sad Songs, Elton John.
Sure.
I Want a New Drug, Huey Lewis and the News.
There we go. Huey's kicking it.
Islands in the Stream, Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton.
All right.
Love is a Battlefield, Pat Benatar. Wow, that early in '84.
Yeah, and that was a pretty epic video, too.
Yep.
There's a lot going on in the video.
She was killing it. Infatuation, Rod Stewart. I had that one going in my head last week.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah. Almost Paradise, Mike Reno and Ann Wilson.
Oh, Mike Reno, the singer from Loverboy. Yeah, doing a duet.
Yep. Yeah. I remember that one from the skating rink. Legs, ZZ Top. Boy, talk about MTV video.
Yeah.
State of Shock, the Jacksons.
Is it Jacksons with Michael Jackson or just the Jacksons?
All of them together.
Wow.
Yeah. They did State of Shock, and then the next year they did the Victory Tour. Love Somebody, Rick Springfield. Miss Me Blind, Culture Club. If This Is It, Huey Lewis and the News.
See?
You Might Think, The Cars.
Yeah.
Lucky Star, Madonna.
Yeah.
Cover Me, Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
Bruce Springfield.
That's Springsteen solo. That's not E Street Band. That's Cover Me is solo.
Whatever. Come On, Feel the Noise, Quiet Riot.
All right.
Breakdance, Irene Cara. Adult Education, Hall & Oates. They
I don't know that one.
They Don't Know About Us, Tracy Ullman. Innocent Man, Billy Joel. Cruel Summer, Bananarama.
I had that in my head about a week ago, too. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't get rid of it.
Dance Hall Days, Wang Chung.
Which I didn't mind that.
I like Wang Chung.
Right, they had two songs, but
I had the album.
The two songs.
Yeah, I liked Wang Chung. They did a theme song for a movie called To Live and Die in L.A.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good song. Give It Up, Casey and the Sunshine Band. I'm So Excited, Pointer Sisters. Mm-hmm. Still Can't Get Over Loving You, Ray Parker Jr. Thriller, Michael Jackson. Holiday, Madonna. Breakin', There's No Stopping Us by Ollie and Jerry. Nobody Told Me There'd Be Days Like These, John Lennon.
Yeah.
Church of the Poison Mind, Culture Club. Think of Laura, Christopher Cross. Time Will Reveal, DeBarge.
Think of Laura that's from General Hospital.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, Laura, because there was Think of Laura. They would play
That's what I'm talking about.
General Hospital was crossing over.
Pop culture got wise to shit, and they started, you know, people started paying attention to that stuff. And it works. Wrapped Around Your Finger, The Police.
Okay.
Pink Houses, John Cougar Mellencamp.
Oh, he went with Mel. Yeah, he's done with John Cougar. He's Mellencamp. He's John Cougar.
Round and Round.
Rat.
Wow.
So now we're getting some guitar. Now we're getting some guitar solos in there.
Oops, shit.
That's pretty good, though.
Head Over Heels, Go-Go's.
I don't mind the Go-Go's. A little stiff.
I like the Go-Go's, especially some of that earlier stuff. Like Head Over Heels. And what's the other one? Fucking
Mad About You? Is that one?
Get Up and Go. I like that one.
Yeah.
And
yeah, they had a few.
We Got the Beat.
We Got the Beat, yeah.
That's a good song. The Longest Time, Billy Joel. This is doo-wop shit. Cool in the Gang, Tonight. Got a Hold on Me, Christine McVie. Dancing in the Sheets, Shalimar. This Rolling Stones song. So,
Undercover of the Night?
Undercover of the Night.
That was my favorite Rolling Stones. That record was all right. That was on Tattoo You record, wasn't it?
No, it was
Or was it one after it?
It was the one after it. It was the whole album was called like Undercover of the Night or something.
Yeah, I remember the bass lines being really cool. Bill Wyman's bass was cool on it. And
yeah, it
had a dark feel to it.
Yeah.
It had a soundtracky feel.
Yeah, and they had another song called Too Much Blood.
But I think the Undercover of the Night was on Miami Vice, and that's why it.
Yeah.
That probably pushed them.
Yeah, which we didn't see Miami Vice on the list. I think by Miami Vice started, I think it kicks in by the next time we see TV.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to see it in the charts too.
Yeah.
We'll see those songs.
It moved the dial.
Yeah. Magic, The Cars. Oh, wait, sorry. I skipped some stuff. Dancing in the Sheets, Undercover the Night. On the Dark Side. Oh,
That's
Cafferty.
That's John Cafferty. That's Eddie and the Cruisers.
Eddie and the Cruisers. That's right. New Moon on Monday. Duran Duran.
All right. See, Duran Duran's all over.
Major Tom, Coming Home. Peter Schilling.
Don't know it.
Magic, The Cars. When You Close Your Eyes. Night Ranger.
It wasn't Magic the one where, because we all talked about it. It was the video and he was walking on the pool. He was kind of like walking on water.
Yes.
Like Jesus.
Yeah.
He was dancing on the pool.
Yeah. Billy Squire, Rock Me Tonight.
Rock
that's
Me.
it for Billy Squire.
That's it. This is the video that put the
Wrap it up, Billy.
Him.
Yep. Put away the pink
half shirt.
Pink Les Paul.
Fire that guy. Fire
junior.
that video director. He ruined your career.
James Ingram and Michael McDonald. Yamo Be There. And that's it for that list. Now, one of the quick lists, just out of the sake of
Let's do it.
Just metal.
Yeah, let's do the quick though, because we're getting long in the tooth here.
Are we? Yeah, this will be real quick. So these are metal albums from 1984. These are some of the good ones. Queensryche, The Warning.
Ooh, I had that cassette. What was cool about that cassette, it was an EP, and each side had the same songs on it, because you could listen to one side, flip it over, and play it again.
Oh, there you go.
I liked it.
Smart. Hanoi Rocks, whatever.
Yeah, I never got the Hanoi Rocks.
No. Europe, Wings of Tomorrow.
Doy.
Whatever. Merciful Fate, Don't Break the Oath.
Oh, that was popular. I had friends who liked that, but I didn't like it.
Deep Purple, Perfect Strangers.
Arguably one of their best records.
Yeah, I had that one.
I like that record a lot.
Yeah, I had that one.
Yeah, my brother played that a lot too. And the song Perfect Strangers was always kind of cool because it had an intro that took forever to get off the ground, but it was a cool intro.
Yeah.
It had keyboards and, that was the epic.
It sort of had a cashmere feel to it.
Yeah.
Doc and Tooth and Nail.
We grew up on it. You loved it. I know. I was there. I liked it too at the time. I hate it in hindsight.
No, it's a great album.
I don't know. Mix stinks.
Into the Fire, Just Got Lucky, Alone Again, Tooth and Nail itself. Yeah, solid. Corrosion of Conformity, Eye for an Eye.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I know. I picked them up residually later in the 90s.
I got to him with that Blind album. That scared the shit out of me. That Blind album is just like fucking, I don't know what's going on. That's so good.
Yeah.
Whitesnake, Slide It In.
Oh, really?
I sing that song around the house, and my girlfriend's like, "What are you singing?" I'm like, "That's a real song." She's like, "Nah."
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was a big deal. And we all played in cover bands, too. I was in every cover band I played.
Oh, I remember. I can play it right now. I don't think I've ever heard it. I think
Not
I just
a bad
know
song.
it
It
from
was
watching
early
you guys
John
play it.
Sykes, which was cool. The guitar work was good.
Yeah. Scorpions, Love at First Sting.
Okay.
Anthrax, Fistful of Metal EP.
Fistful. Okay. Now, Anthrax is starting to appear,
1984
we'll talk
debut.
about Anthrax next year probably, or the year after, because Anthrax is
This is their original singer, Neil Turbin, and the bassist is Danny Lilker.
who is back now.
Is he?
Yes, he's been in pictures. In fact, they just did it, and they were just playing. He's been filling in the past tour.
Oh, what did Frank
He's a
Bello
big,
do?
tall, skinny guy, and he's got like sideshow
He
bob
was a
hair.
Nuclear Assault.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So that one had Metal Thrashing Mad. Yeah.
Oh, we like Metal Thrashing. I remember me and you loving Metal Thrashing Mad. That was one of our favorite songs.
I think it had...
Played that on cassette and repeat.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember a lot of that. Twisted Sister, Stay Hungry.
All right.
Wasp's album, Wasp.
Oh, duh.
Sammy Hagar, VOA.
All right.
This is the one that gave us I Can't Drive 55.
Yeah, that was a big
Two
deal
Sides
record.
of Love, Don't Make Me
Little
Wait. He had a lot of hits off that.
Yeah, that's probably his big payday.
Rat, Out of the Cellar. Mm-hmm. Dio, Last in Line.
Sounds good to this day.
Boy, 83, 84, boom, boom. Kiss, Animalize.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Fuck Kiss.
What were some of the songs on that? Heaven's on Fire. That's right.
I don't care. Kiss can kiss my ass.
Judas Priest, Defenders of the Faith.
That was a lame record, but we all listened to it because we all like Judas Priest, so we go, okay, we'll get the next one. And we listened to it. We forced ourselves to listen to it.
Free Wheel Burning.
Right, yeah.
Some Heads Are Gonna Roll.
Oh, yeah, I
Lame.
remember playing that one in a band.
Eat Me Alive.
Yeah, Heads Are Gonna Roll, we played in a band.
Really? Oh, my
Yeah,
God.
it was lame. Heads Are Gonna Roll. Dun, 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 dun.
Iron Maiden, Power Slave.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, that one spoke to me.
This is one, oh, geez, it kicks off with fucking Aces High. Then it slams right into 2 minutes to goddamn midnight.
2 minutes of midnight is unstoppable.
Ace is High is fucking...
Yeah, so that's a relentless beginning. 2 songs.
Ace is High is nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 minutes to midnight is a fucking jam.
I know. That one, too, and that had a chorus that just...
Yeah.
You can't not like.
So good. Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner,
Yeah,
that
that was a little
14-minute
long,
one.
but cool.
Yeah. Ride the Lightning.
Metallica.
Yep, Metallica. Fight Fire with Fire, Creeping Death, all the goods.
Oh, yeah, we listened to
the
that
Bell
one
Tolls,
in repeat.
Fade to Black. Van Halen, 1984.
I want to say that Ride the Lightning, I think you had it on cassette, and then I bought it on cassette. Yours wore out. That seems like something we bought like 2 or 3 times on cassette.
I feel like
We wore it out.
I feel like Eric had it and I just took it.
Yeah.
I think he had bought it for some reason and I just took it.
Yeah. That was there's a few records back in those days that I remember like wearing it out and literally having to go to McCrory's at the mall and buy a new one.
Well, it's not like we were delicate with anything.
Right, and then we were press rewind in our little cassette players, because we had Ghetto Blaster boomboxes.
Well, that is the thing. That's how we learned the songs.
Yeah, so I think that's how we broke. That's why, I want to say like that was one I broke. Bought multiple. I bought Rat out of the cellar multiple times.
Like you say it as if we're like just listening to it. We were learning those songs too.
Yeah, on top
stop,
of listening.
rewind, play. Stop, rewind, play. Stop, rewind, play. Like over and over.
Yeah. So we'd put a hurting on those.
I would.
On those wheels and those buttons.
Yeah.
We're putting a hurting on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what.
Well, there you go. So there's the time machine. So 1984, shit's starting to fucking like.
It is weird how Rat is next to Holy Diver, is next to Sammy Hagar, is next to Merciful Fate.
Yeah, some of those are like, it's like they just drop out fully formed, ready to go, and they're huge. You know what I mean? Like Sammy Hagar had like a string of hits through the mid-80s. He was like one of the biggest rock stars for a while there.
Yeah. And Van Halen is still with Roth, but that was their heyday right there. 1984 was like the Panama and shit, and Hot for Teacher was just like gigantic.
Yeah, Panama,
Once
Hot
you
for
hit
Teacher.
Hot
well,
for
after
Teacher.
Jump.
Yeah, Jump opened the door, and then the rest is just wow.
The Panama and Hot for Teacher, yeah. It's a good time. Good times in 1984, man.
What a crunchy snack that was.
Yeah, right?
Crunchy fucking treat. Speaking of which, that's our list for this week. What do you got? Best to worst list. Here we go. Let's do it real quick. Let's get out of here. Best, worst, crunchy snacks.
Wow. All right.
Crunchy. The snacks.
So honorable mentions, Ice Cubes?
Well, no. Because it has no flavor. We didn't snack on ice cubes.
My Ice Cubes are beer flavored.
Beersicles. Beer cubes. You want the worst? Or my worst? Or do you want the best?
Do the best first and then the worst.
All right, we're going to go back. Okay. Well, we'll go number 5. You got to put a pretzel on the list.
Yeah, pretzels are always good.
I have to get, now, it was between those Handel's the hard, petrified pretzel.
The really hard nugget ones.
Yeah, or the butternut. Have you ever had the butternut?
I have had the butternuts. They are, they used to have the
addicting.
butter twist.
Yeah, they're twists. Yeah, but they have like a buttery flavor in them that you go, oh, damn.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so that's the
when
pretzel.
I was like 10, I was like way into them.
Yeah, the butternuts. I think I overdid. They're hard to find nowadays.
Yeah, they're sort of hard to find. I've sort of kept an eye out for them because I was like, that was a thing, wasn't it? But yeah.
Yeah, the butternuts, yeah.
I mean, they may be around, but they're so expensive.
I know. That's why
It's
you
like
got to
those
go to
Dots
Handel's petrified Bavarians,
Yeah. Yeah, but, I mean, honestly, I swore off pretzels for a long time because they kind of don't go well with my stomach, but sort of got back into it. I like the sticks.
I do too. And I kind of like them. I like them when they, I like the rock salt on them.
Yep.
That weird rock salt. So, okay, number 4, any flavor, but I'm going to have to go standard flavor of best list, Pringles. The Pringle. You can't argue with the fucking Pringle. Little thin, little flimsy, but you go. And whoever said you can't eat just one is fucking right.
Nope, that was Lay's.
Huh?
That was Lay's.
Really?
Lay's potato chips.
What was Pringle? Well, Pringles had the fun
Once
can.
you pop, you can't stop.
That's it. That's their phrase.
Oh my God, the advertising slogans.
Yeah. And the little guy with the mustache. And the tube was fun too. You always try to make potato.
Now, did the Pringles guy have a monocle?
I don't think he did. No. I don't think he did. No monocles there. Now, number 3, I got to go with this one. I had to make the list because somebody will yell at me if I didn't. The Dorito.
I just bought a bag of Doritos today.
Yeah, standard Doritos, or sometimes if you catch you on the right there, Cool Ranch ain't bad, but I say standard. I say old school regular Doritos. Don't go fiery chili lime bullshit, all this. Go old school regular Dorito.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah. Don't go heroics. All these boutique flavors, stop it.
Yeah, it's classic. It's tasty.
Yeah.
Boy, if you got, like I said, man, if you got a sandwich, some Doritos, and a Coke.
I had to go number 2 with this. Now, you might not know this one. I get them from Wegmans. But Wegmans has, but everyone's got their own flavor. Have you discovered the pita chip?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the fucking pita chip. I'm sorry, but the pita chip fucking rocks.
I was eating pita chips a long time ago.
I'm new to them. I'm about a year into the pita chip.
Oh, my God, like 10, 12 years ago, my girlfriend used to get pita chips to snack on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I found they don't get stale. Well, these Wegmans, they're never stale. I mean, if anything, they break down so the bottom of the bag's crumbs, but they always have the crunch. They never lose their shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, and they're not overly salty.
Right.
And they're not underly salty. They're not boring, and they're not like
because at the time we were trying to get away from the tortilla chips because they were so salty.
Right. Yeah. So sometimes you want something a little more bland, but you don't want to be bored. Like
you still want the crunch.
I had to go my best. Number 1, crunchy snack. My fave. Old school. What do you think?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
No. The Ritz cracker.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised you put a cracker at number 1.
I know. Well, it's the Ritz.
I do enjoy the
When
Ritz
you lay
myself.
one Ritz right on your tongue and let it melt,
I enjoy the
you'll
Ritz.
go. Speaking of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, I forgot to mention that in the thing. Cinnamon Toast Crunch came out in 1984.
I think I remember when it came out.
It was 1984, yes. I know. I'm a cereal file, guys.
And I feel like very shortly here, maybe within the next year, we're going to get the new Lucky Charms marshmallows, if that ends up being a thing.
Oh, yeah, when they started swapping those out.
Yeah, they started swapping them around.
So, honorable mention on the crunchy snacks. You got the Ruffles. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I like a good wrinkly chip.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, the Tostito. That's fine. That's a good scoop.
Yeah, I mean.
Like I said, a little salty. The kettle chip, though, for a potato chip. You like the petrified kettle chips?
Not really.
No, you're not a big fan of the hard crunch?
It's sort of...
I feel like it gets you more. I feel like there's more to it.
I feel like
More body.
they lean a little bit more onto the burn side, which I don't like that flavor. And they're just like overly hard, just to be hard.
Just for the sake
Just
of
to be
it.
fashionable about it, I guess.
Honorable mention. Some people like these. What do you think of the Chex Mix? What's your take on the Chex Mix?
I always didn't mind the Chex Mix.
Yeah.
My mom used to make the Chex Mix all the time. She loved the Chex Mix because back in the day, you couldn't buy the Chex Mix.
No, yeah, moms used to make their own.
And make it. And so I remember she would like melt the butter, put some Worcestershire in it, a couple of spices or whatever, make the little sauce.
Yeah.
And then she'd take the 3 kinds of Chex, pretzel sticks.
Those little sesame things were nice.
Oh yeah.
I like those little sesame.
Yeah, those come in it now, but if you're making that at home, you didn't have that.
No, you didn't have anything.
But you have you'd throw in like some peanuts. Was it peanuts? And then
Life cereal.
No, you don't put Life in there. Life tastes awful.
No, it was bland, but it would take on your whatever. I always thought Chex Mix always had that Life cereal. You know what Life? Remember?
No, it was rice Chex, corn Chex. There's bran Chex.
Right.
And wheat Chex.
Yeah, the Chex cereals.
The Chex is. Yeah.
I didn't like the Chex cereals. Any Chex.
Oh, really?
Nah. I mean, you'd have to sugar them up. They're kind of lame.
Yeah. Oh,
I'd have to make a mountain of sugar on
I used to fucking glaze them with the sugar.
You'd have little heaps.
Yeah. Oh, it was so good.
The heap
so
sink,
bad.
that would sink.
Oh.
All right, so we're going to go.
Okay, so I'm surprised you put a cracker at the top. Okay, go. Bad.
Bad. We're going to, I hate these. The Bugle.
Really?
I don't like the Bugle.
I like the Bugles.
I mean, they're fun. You put them on your fingertip. You have a little fun. Crunch, crunch, crunch. But once you open the bag, I don't find myself going back for them. It's kind of like, a few off the top are fun, but then it's like, I'm done with Bugles.
They are sort of heavy. They're fairly greasy.
Yeah.
And
Greasy. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. If you drop one on a piece of paper, you're gonna have a grease spot.
Yeah.
They're fairly greasy, and they're just sort of heavy.
Yeah, and I get bored of eating them. They're just kind of like, all right, I'm bugled out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I don't want to say any more until I see what you got next.
Number 4 here. I hate the Cheez-It. The square Cheez-Its.
Once again, there's always this quasi-burned flavor on the Cheez-Its.
Yeah.
It smells like they cooked the cheese a little too long or something.
I don't know what that is.
It's always like it's just 2 minutes past done.
But also, too, in my defense, when I was a kid, we always had generic versions of Cheez-Its to save money.
Terrible.
So maybe that ruined my palate for
Cheese
the real
nips?
Cheez-It.
With the cheese nips?
Right, yeah, maybe a cheese nip. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 3, I think these are terrible snack. They gotta go. We gotta ban them, guys. The cheese ball. They're in a big jug, and they're like puffs. They're a cheese puff, like a cheesy poof.
Yeah, so it's a cheesy poof.
Yeah. Stink.
Which cheesy poof is actually just a cheese puff.
All right.
At the grocery store.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna go that route, you might as well just go straight up Cheetos, because a Cheeto will at least has a little bit of condensation.
Boy, talk about
to it.
fucking crunch.
That has crunch.
Cheetos fucking make your fucking eyes bounce.
Right, yeah, they're petrified.
Yeah,
They are petrified.
And I'm surprised you didn't say, well, maybe you haven't said it yet.
Well, all right, number 2.
2?
The goldfish. I don't like the goldfish.
No, I don't either.
The kids, my kid loved the goldfish, so they're
Yeah,
always in
when
the
you're like
house, and
2
I'd
or
eat one and
3.
go, easy. Pepperidge Farms.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pepperidge Farms. Yeah, okay, what are we doing here? Yeah, the goldfish stinks. Number 1, I think the worst of them all. I think the Triscuit sucks.
Triscuit does suck.
Especially the unsalted. Forget it.
Dude, yeah, there's nothing.
And you could put a piece of cheese and pepperoni on there and try to be as classy as you want to be. It still sucks.
Classy as you want to be.
It stinks. Stinks.
Dude, that's the name of your fucking autobiography.
As classy as you want to be. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I'm surprised you didn't say like corn nuts.
It was about to make my list, but I've only had corn nuts once or twice, so
Yeah.
I can't really say that I like them or hate them. I don't know.
Like that's pretty crunchy like that? Like in the same vein? Combos.
Ooh, I
Combos
forgot
are
about the
pretty munchy
combo.
crunchy.
The pizza combos were pretty good. That could be an honorable mention.
I didn't like those.
You didn't like the pizzas?
No, those combos, that fake chemical pizza sauce flavor.
Yeah, it was gross,
It
but it was good and gross at the same time.
It always sort of reminded me of the taste of vomit.
Yeah, and it would give you I remember getting combo heartburn.
I would just get the ones with they would just put like the cheese in there or whatever.
Yeah,
just the cheese filled combos.
those were a mall thing. That might have been big in the '80s. That might have been a combos.
I remember when they came out. I think they came out in like mid '80s.
Right? Yeah, that might have been right up our time.
Yeah.
I think the Frito sucks.
Fritos, like the Bugles, like they're kind of heavy and they're kind of greasy. Like
And they're overpowering.
Like if you like munch them like with a sandwich or something like that, you start to feel it. Like,
and if you think like, oh, I got some chili here, I'm gonna throw some Fritos in it. They're gonna overpower your chili. They're not friendly.
So
They're not
salty.
friendly. You can't go, oh, I'm gonna put some Greek sauce on them and think you're gonna get away with it. No, they win the war.
Yeah.
They're too much.
Oh, God.
Oh, okay. I got one more. Well, honorable mention too. Popcorn sucks.
Popcorn
sorry.
does suck. It's
I
fucking
think it's
annoying
lame.
shit. It's one of those things that smell really good, but I don't actually want to eat it.
No, it's the best smell when done right, the worst when it's done wrong. But popcorn, especially movie theater popcorn, I think is fucking gross. It's
Movie
great.
theater popcorn, I will eat a couple of handfuls of, but it's always the same popcorn experience.
Yes.
You know, it smells so good, and then you get it, and you're like, meh, it's not that good.
And then my hands are covered in oil and grease, and then it's like, do I want more? Do I not want more? And then I ruin my bliss with, oh, I'm at the bottom here. I got a kernel piece. I got a burnt piece. Oh, this sucks. I'm out of here. Popcorn stinks.
Break your tooth on one of those.
Yeah, the kernel piece. Fucking sucks. Okay. Well, it was a fun episode. We went all over the map today. Good have you aboard, guys. Also, if you want the audio versions, you got to go to Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, you name it, CastBox, Good Pods, iHeartRadio, Podcasts, Pocket Casts, Radio Public. We have them all. So if you want audio versions to take with you, go to where you get them.
Cool. Yeah, and don't forget to hit like, subscribe, watch the episode all the way through, recommend it to your friends. Do the audio versions, take it with you. Let's go to the grocery store.
And also, where can we find you on the web there? Don't you have a .com?
Me?
You?
What do you mean?
I don't know. What if somebody goes, I want to know who's this Mike Anderson guy? Do you have a website?
No. That's
I thought you had Rhythm and the Flavor or something.
Well, that's for the band with the girlfriend.
Okay.
It's therhythmandtheflavor.com.
Yeah, you'll see it. Yeah, go to our description here, aaronforsyth.com. Thanks for tuning in to Shlicketty Doocast.